So what's your name? It's Calvin Anderson, Student Empowerment.
My name is David Cox, and I'm the City Council member for Raleigh District B.
District B covers many city, but can you describe the demographic of many city?
Demographic of District B is quite varied. It's very diverse district. It runs from 440, just south of Mini City, all the way up past 540, almost to the border with Wake Forest.
Inclusive of what neighborhoods?
So Capitol Boulevard would run up through the middle of it, and it would encompass all the neighborhoods on both sides of Capitol Boulevard from that entire distance.
So we could say many city. What other could we name that people might?
Oh, like the Brentwood neighborhood, for example. News Crossing at the northern end. Neighborhoods along Fox Road, for example. And neighborhoods all the way up like Wakefield and Bedford, for example.
So if we had an example of what are some pertinent issues pertaining to Mini City right now that City Council is dealing with?
Yeah, well, in the area, as far as Mini City itself, we're not dealing with Mini City, the shopping center, but in the area we're dealing with things like affordable housing. And so one of the things that we're actually doing right now is working with a developer who has come forward with a proposal to tear down the Capitol Plaza Hotel, for example, which is the abandoned hotel on Capitol Boulevard, and proposing to put in moderate, not high-end, but moderate-priced housing.
What's the developer's name?
Alliance Residential, and they're out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, how far along are we with that proposal and agenda, really?
Right now, it's at the proposal is at the rezoning stage. They will actually be here at this location tomorrow night to talk to the community about their plans.
Okay, and we're at the Green Road Community Center, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Now, another project that's coming forward as well is, I don't know if you're familiar with DHIC. They're one of the premier developers of affordable housing in Raleigh. They completed a project.
BHIC? DHIC.
Mm-hmm. So they completed a project for low-income housing near Wakefield at the northern end about a year ago, earlier this year. And they have another proposal for another project, about 190 additional units at the corner of Millbrook or Spring Forest and 401. There's another proposal. And then the city itself is allocating a certain amount of tax money to build affordable housing. And so last year and this year we approved enough money to build about 1,700 additional units of affordable housing. About half of that is going to be in District B in the Triangle Town Center area.
It just seems, I guess one of the, because I'm involved with student empowerment, the after school and the opportunities for youth in terms of after school, especially tutorial, and I'm very familiar with East Millbrook Middle School, and it seems to be quite, all of our schools are international. A lot of, I'm a African American, and I'm very concerned about African American males, especially after school, about tutorial, and and many cities a different type population than I've seen across the city, and I believe that we need. Yeah, it's very diverse, and I think it has a lot of potential, but it's quite intense, and dense, if you will. What plans might you have for young people, especially African American males, after school or additional tutorial? Because I think the schools need help.
You're absolutely right. Now, we don't work. The city of Raleigh does not do schools.
Right, I know that.
So, but for example, we have programs at our community centers. We are expanding our programs at the community centers so that we have after-school programs for our students to be able to come here and participate, to give them things to do. We have a jobs program for students.
Fantastic.
A lot of this information is, all this information is available online as well.
How do we contact you? I mean, if we go on the city website, how do we get to your page or communication with you directly? Because I've kind of been looking for that for a while, but not clear as to who the representative was or how to actually
The website is raleighnc.gov. When you go on to the website, you'll notice at the top there's a link that says government.
Right.
If you click on that, you'll see another link for City Council. So that's one way to get to it. But I can also give you my email address, which is david.cox, C-O-X, at raleignc.gov.
Just on the basis of civics. Now explain. Now we're in the middle, getting for early registration and voting. So explain the date piece about voting and register. Give us that information.
Absolutely. So right now, today is the first day of early voting. So starting today up until the weekend before the election, which is on October 8th, people will be able to come to various sites around the city. There are 5 sites, plus there's the main site at the Board of Elections, and there's one downtown. That people can come and vote. So you can vote at any of those sites. Now, the one that we're at is the Green Road Community Center. This is this one, plus there's another one at Millbrook Exchange Park. Those 2 are the closest for residents of District B, which is where I represent. So if you live in District B and you want to vote for District B, Green Road and Millbrook Exchange Park would be the 2 that are closest. You can also come here and register to vote if you're not registered to vote. And I encourage everyone to do that.
What is, at this point, a registered voter population? What's the total population of District B?
Total population of District B is about 90,000 people.
How many people registered of age?
Probably about half of that is registered.
And participating in more than just the presidential?
This is a municipal election,
Right,
so this
right.
isn't an off year.
Right.
Now, in the last election 2 years ago, we had a little under 8,000 people participate.
Ooh.
So it was quite low.
Yeah.
But that was higher than what we've had in the past. In the past, we've averaged between around 5,000 people.
Name our neighborhoods again in terms of some of the more prominent ones that you.
Well, like
Brentwood,
News Crossing, Headingham, Wakefield. I want to say Falls River, Oakcroft.
What media outlets actually help us in terms of communication for your area?
Media outlets. Well,
Yeah, I mean, do we have newspaper or magazine or radio or anything that you recommend that you actually use?
we do use for city government. If you go onto the website and you look up RTN,
Right.
Raleigh Television Network, you will find both what is currently being broadcast by the city of Raleigh, as well as previously recorded programs. And these include videos of previous city council meetings, but they also include various kinds of outreach programs and informative programs about what's happening in the city.
How often are city council meetings that are open to the public?
They're open to the public twice a month, the first and third Tuesday of every month. The first Tuesday we meet both in the afternoon and in the evening. And then in the the third Tuesday of the month, we meet in the afternoon.
Okay. Now the 2030 plan, that's the county growth and development plan, or is that?
Well, we have a
City.
we have a 2030 comprehensive plan.
Right.
That is, what that is are policies and practices that we use to guide development in the city of Raleigh.
Okay. And what's your pet peeve in terms of initiative or interest right now?
It's not
And
really.
you're talking to your constituency right now. What do you want to say to us?
What I want to say is that the reason I'm on city council is that I want to ensure that Raleigh is a place where everyone can live. They can find a place to live. They can go to school. They can achieve their dreams. It has to be a city that is equitable to everyone, and that's really what I'm working for.
That's awesome. I appreciate your time, David Cox and Calvin Anderson, Student Empowerment. And have a great day, and we wish you the best.
Thank you, sir.